So hi everybody, and let's see where we are with this editor. And for this game, let me show you the game. You will see it a little messy here because I'm changing something, but I want to show the editor, not the game. And okay, this is the editor, and you see I'm going through the different rooms, as I call it, of this map, and it has, I made so this 30, more than 30 rooms, just some 35 rooms, and it's quite easy to make. Okay, as you can see here, I'm pressing the buttons down here from 1 to 9, but 1 to 3. I just got 3 tiles here, 3 tiles set, 3 type of. Okay, each line here got something like 11, I think, or 10, I don't remember, tiles. So we got 33 tiles down here, and you can press 1, 2, 3 buttons, but you also can scroll the mouse wheel to get through them, and okay, you can pick them. The tiles are very messy here because I'm trying to change them, but they're not so good. As you can see, just kind of some type of random wall-like thing. And okay, so you can drag them and make your kind of thing here. Okay, wherever, and so you can scroll here and put something like this. That should be something like Windows, and my very sketchy and simple tiles here that I made. I'm gonna make them better when it will be finished. And so you can go with the arrow keys and go through the various room of the game. If you press G, I think the game will start. And as I said, I haven't updated to the new set of tiles, to the third one, because I made these 3 lines of tiles, and I have to adjust something. As you can see here in the editor, I am splitting into this function here all the tiles, depending on how I draw them into the editor, and this is converted into a list, of course, of numbers, each one representing, that is something like this one that you can see here. You see here this number represents a tile, and so this is the way they are stored, and this is the way they are shown on the screen. So now let's go and try to make live change to see correctly also the third line of tiles. So the tiles are shown somewhere, and in the while loop here, and it works like this way. If the val is more than 10, it changes the val number to bring back to -11. I think I'm gonna change this way to do it, but for the moment let's make it so. So I'm gonna copy this and paste it in here, and so I'm gonna do something that it's like in this one. where I put between the number here, it's between 10 and 22. So here I got if it's more than and val it's less than 22 should work like the other one. And so, okay, this should stay the same. Instead here, if it's more than 20, this will be minus 22, because there are 11 tiles for each of this one, and level should be a 64 to make, I think, get the right tiles in the right row, that is starting from the height of 64. As you know, 0 is at the top of the image, and I can show you the image where the tiles are. It's this one. Okay, as you can see, the tiles are this one. So this is 0, this is 32, and this is 64. So based on where this value here, this val, that it's taken from here. So if it's 18, for example, this means that it's more than 10 and minus 22. So this is in the second line. It do 18 minus 11, that it's 7. So this will be printed as the 7 on the second column, on the second row, second line of tiles. So let's see if everything has gone right. I think okay, now it seems to work, and maybe also, so if val is 10, it passes, and equal 10 pass. I don't know, there is something that maybe it's not needed. Yes, this was perhaps an experiment I was doing. So Alif, and maybe here it's better something like this. Okay, now I can also do a double jump here when you are on a wall, you see here, but okay, and not more than a double jump. Okay, we went out of time, so I gotta fix something like in here. So now you can do more jumping stuff with this. There is, I have to correct the map there. So you see, I've always put the number of the map just for debugging purpose. And so that is the game for the editor more than the game. I remember this is not a game of mine. This was made by the Smelly Frog. I've changed something in the graphic, etc., but the general idea of this one is by the Smelly Frog. And now you see it's gone up here. I want to also in the future try to give the chance to go also up and down, not just onto just one level. Then there is also a bug with the thing that we don't see the countdown. And so that's all for the moment, and you find the code on GitHub. I will leave you a link in the description. So this is far to be completed, and it doesn't even have a way to complete this game. You just go on and try to avoid the time going beyond a certain amount of time. You see some bugs here and there, and I want to give a purpose to this game. There is that it will end when you go at the end of the rooms, or maybe when you collect all these crystal things, maybe, and put some enemies into the game, maybe, and make also, I want to make a different way to detect the collisions, because I think there is something that I want to change. So that's all. There is the game for the moment, and there are different versions of this game. If you go into the GitHub repository, you will find different kind of, for example, here I get game 1, that it's more faithful to the original with the sounds, but there is something a little different. You see some different animation there, here and there, and this thing that disappears. Then there is for another game 2. No, there is nothing near. There is this version here. There also is a little different, some slightly different animation. There is also the large crystal version. Here you see we get the crystal that has a different random way to move. So they do not move synchronized. And so there are these little different versions here and there that you can find always in our GitHub repository. And let me commit this one. And they say there's nothing to commit. And because I am in the front, okay. Okay, now, so I'm committing the changes that I made right now. And so in a future video, maybe I could explain better how this editor works, even because I want to make it more flexible so that you can use it also for your own games. So for any type of games, because this editor practically just creates the list with the different tiles, and so you get at the end a file, a pickle file. Now I cannot show you how the file is, because this is another text file, but practically you have seen how the files are, how the lists are. Here you get them are like this one. So they are saved in this way. So you practically just save a bunch of lists that you can import in your game, and so you design the game with the tiles that you want, substituting the images that I'm using, and you can use it for your own game, having just the editor ready to to be used to make your map in a very fast way. So thank you and see you next time.